Hey guys, Pete Chapman here, your coach once again in the Fit Room, and today we're going to do a level 1 instructional workout. This is our restorative series, and we're going to learn how to stabilize the core. What is the core? You've probably heard about it. Those are the muscles. The core muscles are the muscles that support your spine. So, from your neck all the way down to your glutes, you've got to support that spine. We sit too much, we slouch too much, we bend forward, we don't do any back bends, we don't correct those poor postures. So therefore, we end up getting hunched over. We end up with postural distortion and muscular imbalance. We get tight in the front and we get weak in the back. And that's generally what happens. What we got to do is correct that posture, strengthen all the muscles of the core so that we protect the spine. The spine needs to have its curves and be positioned the way it naturally should be. That's what enables all the nerves to work properly from the brain to every part of the body. It's super important that we do this. Let's get on right away. What tools do we need today? We need the stretching bench or a floor. That's all we need. So let's get going with exercise number 1. These are really simple exercises to do. Make sure you do them well. We're going to get on the bench right here, and we're going to start with the first exercise, the cat-cow. And this is a really nice, gentle way to limber up the spine. And I like to do it with deep breaths. I encourage you to take deep breaths when you do all these movements. So I'm going to breathe in as my head comes up. I'm going to flatten my back, my tailbone is up in the air, and then as I exhale, my tailbone's going to point down, my head's going to be down, and my back's going to round. So watch that. It'll take a little while for you to gain control of your spine, but that is a good exercise in itself to learn how to control and to move that spine and your pelvis so that you get freedom of movement. And that's a really nice, gentle, excellent start to the core stability routine. We're going to move straight on to a good core strengthening exercise. You've probably seen the plank. You may have done a plank. The plank is really, really simple. It's just elbows and toes. For those of you guys who might have a little bit of back problems, or you just don't have confidence you're doing this to begin with, you can do it from your knees, like that, okay? But I'm going to do it from my toes, and I'm going to challenge myself a little bit, and I'm going to hold this for a couple of deep breaths, maybe 10, 15, 20 seconds. Don't go longer than a minute for this. We want to make sure your back doesn't collapse, and you don't raise your hips too high. It's pretty much straight, and I'm thinking of pulling my belly button in towards my spine to hold those muscles strong and steady. And I'm keeping deep breaths as I do that. That is the plank, strengthening all the muscles in the front of the abdomen. Now, once I strengthen those muscles in the front, I'm going to want to stretch them out because, like I said earlier, a lot of the problems that we get with our back is because the front is so tight, because we sit too much. So this is how you're going to lengthen the front and also strengthen the back. This is the Superman. Very, very powerful movement. If you cannot reach your arms all the way forward and get your arms off the bench or off the floor, just keep your hands back here. But the name of the game right here is like the Superman. We're going to lift our arms and lift our legs and flex those muscles in the back. You're going to feel your glute muscles flex. You're going to feel your lower back flex, your middle back. If we have our hands here, it's head up, chest up, knees up, legs straight. I'm breathing. For a couple of deep breaths, and I'm going to hold that for about 10 seconds. That's the Superman. You may not like that exercise, but I promise you it's going to really benefit you tremendously. We're going to move on to the next exercise. This is the Cobra. Hands are under my shoulders. I'm keeping my lower body still, and I'm going to do this with nice deep breaths. I'm going to inhale up, look up, exhale down. I'm going to engage my lower back, squeeze my glutes as I lift up. I'm trying to lengthen through the abdomen right here. Don't try to get those arms straight, and do not lift your hips off the ground or the bench. Keep your hips down, You may only be able to get to here to begin with. That's fine. You may have to do it from your elbows just to stretch your abdomen because it may be that tight. But if you progress with this, you'll get a little bit higher each time. Your abdomen will get lengthened out a little bit more, and it's going to take a lot of pressure off that lower back. So here we go again. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. That's the cobra. We're going to move on. Next exercise is the bridge. Very, very simple. Hands down by the side of your hips. Watch this. Inhale up. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to lift my hips as high as I can, squeeze my glutes, engage my lower back right here, and down. Let's do it with breath. Inhale up. High as you can. Exhale down. Relax your neck. You can even squeeze your chin to your chest right there and get a little bit more of a stretch in the back of your neck. A couple more breaths. And that's going to strengthen your glutes, lengthen your hip flexors a little bit, and really to help stabilize that spine. Now this, the sit and reach, is a very challenging exercise. Let's just do the first part of it right here. I'm just going to sit with my legs straight out in front of me. I'm going to try to get my upper body as lifted as I possibly can. This is challenging just in itself because our back muscles, we're so used to slouching, it's hard to lift your rib cage up like that. You're going to feel a lot of work in the front of the thighs, even in your abdomen right here. This is such a great overall core muscle strengthening exercise. We're going to bring the hands in front of the chest right here, and we're going to inhale up. So this is the upright reach and down. And I'm trying to press my palms together overhead. Right there. You may only be able to get your hands to here or here. Look, this is a progressive thing. As you get stronger, as you get better, you're going to be able to get those arms right up here. Don't be discouraged if this is a very challenging exercise for you. It is for everybody. Just be patient. That is the upright reach. Next exercise is the table, and it naturally runs in conjunction with the previous one. I'm just going to bend my knees right here. I'm going to put my hands in a comfortable position. For me, it's with my fingers pointing backwards. For you, if your shoulders are very tight, you might want to have your hands pointing out to the sides, but find a comfortable hand position. And what we're going to do, all we're going to do is lift up right here and try to get the hips as high as you can. Again, we're going to do it with breath. Exhale down. I'm going to lift up. Heads up, and then exhale down. This might be very challenging for you if you have tight shoulders. You may be only able to get your rear end off the ground that far, but trust me, after a few times doing this, your hips are going to get higher and higher, and this is the goal. That's why they call it the table, is that you're making a table shape with your body. By the time you're able to get your hips that high, your shoulders are going to be so much more flexible that you're going to have a lot less pain and tension in that shoulder area. That's the table pose. Now, this could be one of the most challenging exercises in the core stability routine. It's called the boat. I'm going to show you what it looks like, and then I'm going to show you an easier option. This is the boat right here. A lot of people have weakness in their lower abdomen. So this is going to be hard for you to hold your legs out straight. You may have to bend your knees slightly. You may have to have your hands down by your hips. But you're going to progress to the point where you've got your legs straight, you got your chest up, and you got a smile on your face, hopefully, because that's strengthening you tremendously. But like I said, this is the easier version. This is the harder version. A couple of deep breaths. That's the boat pose. Last exercise. We're going to want to strengthen the side of your waist. So we've worked the front, we've worked the middle, we've worked the back, and we're going to want to work the sides right here because they're often weak. And that'll finish the whole stabilization of the core. So this side raise right here, side plank, all I'm going to do is lift my hips like that. If that's too challenging for you, bend your knees and do it off bent knees. See? It's the same thing as the plank. I'm going to want to hold that for 10, 15 seconds, taking a deep breath. If you want to challenge yourself, go a little further, fine. Listen to your body. If it's aggravating your lower back or your shoulders, don't push it, don't force it. We want this to be therapeutic. We'll do it the other side, of course. That's the end of the routine. 9 exercises, core stability. Every facet of the core been worked. My posture's better, I'm stronger, I'm more confident. This is Pete Chapman in the Fit Room saying it's quicker and easier than you think to train your core.